This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How we doing today on this Friday? It is the first round Friday on the Joe Gaither Show, Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. You guys checking us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon, everybody listening to us on their favorite podcast platforms right there. We appreciate everybody subscribing, rating, reviewing the show, sending the show to their friends, or watching us on the Bama Central YouTube channel, on my Facebook social media machines, Twitter, all that jazz, at Joe Gaither 6, on the Bama Central Facebook channel, and everywhere else. How we doing today? Hopefully everybody's having a great Friday. We are up to our eyeballs in NCAA basketball. That's what we're going to do 99% of the show. You guys can jump in and join us on the comment section at Joe Gaither 6, leaving us a comment, question, query, or complaint. You can call, leaving us a voicemail. We hope you fill the voicemail line up today, especially with Alabama basketball, Alabama men's playing, Alabama women's playing, Alabama baseball playing. Lots of sports going on at the Capstone. Mason, is this just in my ear, or is my voice not sounding as strong? Is it just in my headphones?
There's maybe a little hint of like a throat tickle there or something. I know you were dealing with some things this week. We had to do the one show from home, so maybe
Do I just
we're
need
just
to up the
still
volume
recovering
here?
a bit.
All right, hold on. I was just hearing myself. I didn't think I heard quite right. Okay. You get the phone number 205-462-7340 extension 800. Leave us a voicemail today, tomorrow, tonight. Leave us all kinds of voicemails over the weekend. If Alabama wins today, which is expected, Mason and I will do another 30, 35 minutes either tonight, probably unlikely, or tomorrow morning. Very likely tomorrow morning. We'll give you another 30 minutes on St. Mary's or Vanderbilt. The Commodores go Doors. Let's go Doors. That's what I'm
going to be the Gales.
Okay. All right. We like that. So that's what is on tap for us. We want you to use the voicemail line to talk about the men's game, the women's game, the Alabama baseball game, St. Mary's and Vanderbilt, and more. 205-462-7340 extension 800 if you want to play. With that, good morning, Mason Woods. You follow Mason Woods at MAWoods_ on the Twitter machine. How we doing today, sir?
Ooh, I'm doing fantastic. I think I texted you last night about
I didn't respond.
11 or so. No, I don't blame you. It was super late because the message just read something like my eyes are going to bleed from how much basketball I've watched, and that was at about 11 or so last night. Getting right towards the end of that Texas A&M game wrapping up. It was awesome yesterday. I mean, great day of basketball. We had a lot of really good games. My bracket is shot.
Trash.
I mean, I think I am in our group currently.
We should pull that up. Go ahead.
I am in 124th place, I believe.
Gross.
So,
I think I'm probably worse.
It's tough scenes for the bracket. We do not, as far as I can tell, we have no perfect brackets remaining in the group. So that is out the window. I think ESPN tweeted out earlier that only 24% of the brackets submitted on that app remain perfect as is. So there was a lot of unexpected outcomes yesterday. I think the combination of the upsets we got was not maybe what everybody saw coming.
We have 162. What number did you say you were?
124.
Oh, buddy, you're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing awesome. 159.
Oh man. I will say I made 3 brackets. Made my initial
son of a.
As soon as the rankings came out, this was my basically gut feeling bracket. Then I made another one where I thought about it a little more, and then I just made one personal one where I sent Alabama to the finals. It's just my dream scenario. This is perfect. Oddly enough, that is the one that is performing the best of all of them, sitting at 130 points currently, which still would not place me very high in our group.
Yikes. Okay. So my strategy, I filled out Monday, Tuesday. This is the only bracket I've filled out. But I'm such a Thursday morning before the tournament starts. I think, not this one swapped, lost. Not that one swapped. I swapped Clemson and McNeese. I had McNeese, swapped that. Oh my gosh, terrible.
Louisville, start the day off.
Yeah, that perfectly. That should have told you how everything was going to start. I had Purdue over High Point early, but then I said, "Oh no, High Point's going to win." Just taking risks here and there. I had Michigan over UC San Diego, and then Thursday morning I was like, no, I'm going to take the upset here. San Diego, they lost. Like everything that I picked turned out bad.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like one of the upsets, at least Yale, a team that a lot of people were excited about, that everybody was kind of like, oh yeah, this is going to happen. I mean, Texas A&M just came in and handled business in that game. So yeah, just not exactly, maybe I got exposed a little bit as a non-ball knower. I think it's just the nature of the tournament, though.
That's the nature of the tournament. That's all it is. I am not making, you should not make any sort of indictment on people's knowledge on how well or poorly they do, in my opinion. And now people will say, you're only saying that because you're close to last. Maybe, sure. But I would say that as well if I was in the first. I would smile more, but I would be like, yeah, I don't really think that this means that I know what I'm talking about. Let's get into this real quick before we move to Alabama and Robert Morris as we talk about yesterday's games. We'll combine Tuesday.
I saw somebody sum up Louisville really well.
Oh, go ahead.
I spent far too much time complaining about the underseeding and then not even considering that the ACC was just awful. He did not phrase it exactly that way.
Yeah, it was a little more PG-13.
But that summed it up pretty well. It's exactly what I did.
Yeah, me too, because I was like, okay, surely Clemson
tied for the second best team in the ACC. That's good.
I had the fighting Will Wade's on my line and changed it because I thought, oh, surely big box, big brand, ACC. I am such a sucker for a big brand.
McNeese, I mean,
you put a big brand in front of my face, I'll fall for it.
Yeah, they look good in that game.
All right, so I want to talk about this. Texas loses. Georgia loses. Missouri loses. That's who you've lost so far, SEC, out of your 14. So you've won. Hold 3 in your hand, Mason, because my math is terrible. You've won Auburn, Arkansas, Texas A&M. Come on, Tennessee is 4. That's all of them, right?
I believe that to be all of them. Yes.
Yeah. So 4 and 3 on your first 7. You got 7 more today. Alabama included. That's the only one we really care about. The question I have for you is very much based on the Sweet 16 question from a couple weeks ago. Or, a couple days ago. Feels like weeks at this point. What's acceptable for the SEC? You're already getting, you as Texas, see, they didn't belong. You lost to 11 seed Xavier in a play-in game. Georgia, SEC doesn't belong. You lost to 8 seed Gonzaga.
Georgia looked like they didn't know how to play basketball.
In an 8-9 game. Well, that's Mark Few basically coaching circles around him, and give Gonzaga credit there. But that's an 8-9 game. Missouri, you lost to 11 seed Drew. Okay, so you have a true upset. You have a true upset. But Drake was a very popular upset pick, not one that I went with because I guess I'm still stuck in Como, Missouri, where Alabama got their brakes beat off of them.
I just couldn't shake that. It was always in the back of my head. I kept wanting to be like, do the up, but I was like, no. If Missouri puts it together, they're really good.
Yeah, but Drake is 31-3. So sure, upset, yes, on the seed line, 6-11, but we see 6-11 happen every single year, sometimes multiple times in a year. All right, so there we go. There's your 3 losses. On the SEC, I hate that I'm doing this because I do not want to be, like, honestly, I despise conference loyalty banner stuff. But the conversation's right here on the doorstep. I feel like I cannot avoid it.
I think, kind of the opinion I had going into it was that, honestly, I really, regardless of the outcome of the tournament, like the SEC separated itself this year as the best league potentially in the history of college basketball.
How can we make people separate the two things? How can you separate the tournament performance from what the conference is and what?
I saw, and it's been probably a month or so since this. I want to say it was from Ken Pom, and they got
Kenny Pomeroy
posted an article breaking down the other basically banner years for all the other conferences where they had their best season ever. And how the SEC stacked up with everyone, and it listed the tournament performances.
I love you, Ken Pom.
And like none of those conferences has had overly impressive tournament runs. You know, sure you would get your one-off champion or something, but who knows? We might get an SEC champion this year. Like you don't know. So it is not the tournament, and you know people get into this argument all the time. Like it is such a fickle thing. This NCAA tournament, where on the turn of a dime, you know, everything can change for you in the blink of an eye in this tournament. Like it is not. This is not the best way to determine which team is the best.
It's a horrible way. It's great for you and me.
Yes. If we are actually sitting here trying to determine which of these teams is best, we would have all of them playing 7-game series against each other and then moving up that way. But we don't do that. We play 40-minute periods.
Bro.
It's just figure it out. Whoever wins, wins.
What they ought to do, just not 7. That's ridiculous. Put them in the arena, a 3-game set. We're going. Instead of a 40-minute game, we're cutting it to 15-minute halves. So we're cutting the game by 10 minutes. But you bad boys are playing 2 out of 3. But you're playing 2 out of 3 with like orange slice breaks in between, right? It's the whole get the kids out there.
Cups of Gator Light, and they got drinking their salt water, trying not to cramp.
That's how you move on to the next round. That's how. Look, the NCAA wants to alter the tournament by inviting more teams in for more TV revenue. No.
Cut the teams in half. Make them all play 3 games.
Play 2 out of 3. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but it is not a. I'm not sitting here breaking any news by saying the NCAA tournament does a bad job deciding who the best team in college basketball is.
Whoa! I had somebody say. If you don't win at all, you're not the best. How do you balance these things? Because these are the people that are championship rings or bust. Mm-hmm. This player sucked because he never won a title.
I don't think.
Because to me, I go right to Wisconsin, Kentucky. What is this? 2013, 15. Anthony
Davis. About this with my friends the other day. It's like
you play Wisconsin. No, that Wisconsin team was really good.
Frank the Tank.
But that's a 7-game series that is really entertaining for all of us. But I still don't know that you could say that Wisconsin team was better than them.
I would say if you play that game 7 times, Kentucky's winning probably 5 of them. That Kentucky team versus that Wisconsin.
Yeah,
it was a. Everything went right for Wisconsin that night. A lot of things did not go right for Kentucky on that night.
That's what makes
a great example.
That's what makes Florida 06, 07 or 7, 08 so special. That's what makes Duke, what is it, 01, 02, right? Yeah. They go back to back 01 and 02, or is it 90? Yeah, he goes back to back. Was Shane Battier
91 and 92?
Okay, yeah, that was yeah. They went back with Jay Williams. So 91-92, that's the Jay Billis year. All right. So they go back to back 91-92 with Duke, and then you got Florida that goes back to back 06, 07, and then you've got UConn that goes back to back these last 2 years. What 23, 24? It is so rare. That's what makes those teams so special. You got, the UConn teams of these past 3 years are not normal.
Average margin of victory in the tournament was like 22 points, I think, 22.3 points or something across 12 games. That's insane. Yeah, that is not something that's not normal. That is not the standard, folks. That is an exception.
It's not how the sport usually works. And so, okay, as you go into it, you get your final 7 SEC games. You're at 4-3 through the first round, technically. How many more losses can this league afford? Let's look at today's games as we have this conversation. Today's games involving the Southeastern Conference.
I think I see 2 more losses for the SEC here.
Shoot, wrong tab. Oh, no. Everything.
You could have a very good day, though. I think the 2 losses are almost coin flip games.
Here we go. Yeah, perfect.
I'm looking at Baylor, Mississippi State.
Robert Morris, Alabama. We won't go wins and losses here. We just Baylor, Mississippi State. Yep, boom. There's another one. Vandy, Southern, St. Mary's. Okay, here we go. Continue. Norfolk State, Florida. Troy, Kentucky.
UNC, Ole Miss also.
Oklahoma, UConn. Did I scroll past that UNC, Ole Miss? Yes, I did. I definitely did. Ole Miss is in the SEC. All right, so you said 2 more losses.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, Oklahoma is going to get their butt kicked. That's one.
Oh, I missed that one. So maybe 3 more losses.
Oklahoma's getting their butt kicked. I'm going to take no. Ole Miss, do it for the brand, but I don't have any brand. I have Troy. I had Troy. Actually, I don't know anymore. I had Troy. Did I swap that back? Yeah. Yes, I swapped it back to Kentucky. I had Troy. I swapped it back to Kentucky. So I'm taking the Wildcats. Anyways, point being, as we wrap this part, point being, I think you're going to end up with 10-5. That's not right, man. 9-5. Right, you're going to lose to Oklahoma. That's another one. That's 4.
Yeah.
You're more than likely going to end up 8-6.
Yeah.
Just playing the math here. 8-6. Oh, 6 teams lost. If 6 teams don't people, this is what you don't understand. You put 14 teams in. Some are going to lose.
It's gonna happen.
This
Did
reminds
you think
me.
all 14 were gonna advance?
This reminds me of the all Alabama players are bust in the NFL lane because you can pick out 2 or 3. When you put the most players into the league over a 15-year period, some are going to bust out. What's the cornerback that went to the Jets that didn't do very good? D. Milner. Yeah, perfect example. There's your bust. Yes, he busted. But for every D. Milner, I've got a Quentin Williams. Yeah, exactly. A Marlon Humphrey is perfect. 1-to-1 comparison. Cornerback. For every D. Milner, you've got a Patrick. Yeah. Exactly. Everything is fun. Just
Aaron Arnold. The list goes on.
And so it just depends on what side of the math equation do you want to look at. Do you want to look at, oh, wow, these bust numbers are really high for Alabama football? Yeah, but you're putting...
You got to look at them relatively. You have to look at it relatively.
These crime stats are so high.
God. That's a good example right there. Oh, man.
The SEC is so bad. Lost 3 games already in the tournament.
Yeah, the SEC, I mean, we there's a non-zero chance we're sitting here in the Sweet 16, and you've got what, 6 teams there?
No, I had 4.
4.
I had 4 written down. And I think that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying. You could have up to even more.
Yeah, sure.
But me and you were a bit more realistic with our prediction, I think. But
if you don't get if you don't get 5 or more, you're going to hear people.
Those people are fools.
I don't understand it. I don't understand how you cannot look at the tournament and think, yeah, this is a one-off situation. This is a one-off situation 6 different times. 6 different times it's a one-off situation that you have to win. That's a terrible math. That's a if you're a gambling man, that's bad.
My favorite argument I've seen over the discussion on whether or not the SEC has been overrated this year is how many people saying well, yeah, they dominated non-conference, but that was months ago. These teams are all so different now. You play the games when you have them. What are we talking about, people? We're going to just discredit an entire conference's dominating out-of-conference schedule just because, it happened in December and January. That doesn't count. We're in March now. People will jump through hoops to try to discredit the SEC this year. It's just ridiculous. Yes, regardless of what happens in March, the SEC was the best conference in basketball this year, probably one of the best conferences of all time this season. I argue with the wall. I don't know. You can't. That is an undeniable fact.
All right, so 3 national championship contenders played yesterday. Three teams that can win the title played yesterday.
Alabama State.
Well, no, they cannot win anymore. They're eliminated.
Still believe. There's something fishy happened there.
They are eliminated, Mason.
Boy, they
Woods.
were feisty for a little bit there.
For 10 minutes or so. Did you see Dylan Cardwell apparently read the riot act in the locker room. He said, "You jokers need to snap your head on straight in not so many words and maybe some more colorful words."
Man, oh man. I mean, Auburn locked in the second half, certainly. I got to give them credit. You go out, you finish up the 20-point win, I think, but hey, the Hornets hung around. They earned my television watching. They were on the main screen with the sound and everything. They were exciting enough.
I'm just telling you, Houston's going to win this national championship because on Tuesday when I filled out my bracket, I had Houston as my national champion, but now on Thursday, yesterday when I swapped everything around, they were not. So because I swapped them out, that's they're going to win the national title.
Not a bad pick. Yeah, they sure. I mean, it was SIUE, but I mean, what did they win by 30, 28 or something?
Yeah, 38. 38 for Houston. They win 78-40. Auburn beats Alabama State 83-63, and St. Johnny's beats Omaha 83-53. I think those
good.
I think those three are the three national championship teams from yesterday from the first day.
St. John's looked good last night.
They're for real.
Yeah,
they can play. They play real defense.
They play very real defense. They are. I mean, it's like it is just like 5 Tasmanian devils out there sprinting around the court, is just like locking in on every pass, locking down every option they have offensive. It's crazy.
If I had
the most swarming defense.
Gun to your head, where does old Kenny Pomeroy have them in the defense efficiency? One guess, one number.
7.
1.
Oh, our number 1. Wow. Should have just gone with it.
One guess, one number. Number 1. Come on, read my mind here.
They looked and they shot the ball well last night.
64th in offensive efficiency.
They've not been able to shoot well this season. It's kind of been their big problem. And you hear Rick Pitino come out and tell it right in the mid-game interview. I don't know if you saw it. It was so funny. They pull him over. Hey coach, what can you tell us about the first 10 minutes there? Well, my team doesn't shoot the ball well, so they rely too much on their defense, which they think is better than it actually is. It was very good. Just cooked them. But hey,
we need to get Allie LaForce some garlic. Allie LaForce some silver.
Yeah, she needs a wooden stake that she can drive into his heart. If he gets a little feisty there on the sideline. But
be careful, Allie.
They looked good. They shot the ball very well last night. We're like almost 40% from 3, I think. So that bodes well for them the rest of the tournament if they can keep that up. That defense, like you said, it is for real. They're number 1 for a reason.
Did I leave them as a Final
Storm.
Four? Yeah. Yes, I did.
I don't think I did, unfortunately.
Take them all the way to the Final Four.
No,
yes,
I picked Texas Tech over them in the Sweet 16.
I took the Johnnies. My current bracket that's in last, so it doesn't matter, has Alabama and St. John's in the final.
That would be electric.
That would send me. That would send.
It would be a battle of wit. It would be, is your offense better than our defense? And
the answer is no.
I don't know. On its best night, might be.
Okay. All right. Let's move into today. We spent half an hour on yesterday already. We're here in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios, live off of McFarland Boulevard. You can call Derek and his team at 205-758-3391 for all of your insurance needs. Derek Daniel and his team would love to talk to you. Red, Reese, and Victoria are upstairs right now waiting to talk to you about all your insurance questions. Homeowners insurance, life insurance, auto insurance, renters insurance, boaters insurance, really anything in the insurance realm. These guys can help you out with. Derek Daniel, State Farm, right here off of McFarland Boulevard. Call him today at 205-758-3391. Call and see how much Derek can save you today. We're also proudly sponsored by Warren Tire and Auto. They've been a Tuscaloosa and University of Alabama staple since 1961. Russ Warren is carrying on the 3rd generation of family ownership at Warren Tire and Auto. You can go see them at University Boulevard for all your automotive needs. 205-758-2739. If you've got tire issues, brake issues, alignment problems, you can see them at 15th Street at 205-759-5505. They got 2 great locations to serve you. If tires are your issue, tires, brakes, and alignment, you can go straight to 15th Street, and they will take care of you, get you in and out. If you've got oil change, electrical problems, engine issues, transmission issues, whatever you need that is not tires related, you can see them on University Boulevard. Call them today to set up your appointment at University Boulevard, 205-758-2739 for all you out-of-towners with children in the area. This is the place to send your vehicles, your kids' vehicles, to keep them on the road. I know you're having auto issues out of town. Is probably very, very stressful not knowing where to send your children's vehicles while they're in school. Warren Tire and Auto is that place. So call them today. University Boulevard, 205-758-2739 on 15th Street, 205-759-5505 if your kid just needs some tires. You can find them right there. We appreciate Warren Tire and Auto sponsoring the program, being a proud part of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. All right, Mason Woods, it's Friday, day number 2. I've got my coffee. We're chugging coffee. We only have a small appetizer, Baylor and Mississippi State. I got to watch Chris Jan's BS basketball team one more time as Baylor eliminates them.
Yeah, I'll be riding with the Baylor Bears. Scott Drew championship DNA.
Yes. I don't. Okay. Make my eyeballs bleed, Chris Jans, first, and then Nate Oates, save me. All right. What do we hear yesterday from Father Oates? Everything about Mark Sears and his time at Ohio.
Yeah, it seems like every reporter in the vicinity that has ever heard the name Mark Sears had to ask him a question about his time at OU. OU.
That's all the local reporters been like, what's the easiest story I can do right here?
And I don't blame them. I'd do the same thing if I was in their shoes. But it was very funny to just hear them go back to back to back to back. Mark, what can you tell us about your time at OU? Mark, how did your time at OU impact you? Mark, when you were at OU, tell us how did it make you feel? How did you feel about your time here? Ohio University, folks. This is not OU. Stop calling it OU.
The Bobcats. All right. So Grant, now
outside of that,
biggest thing to me was you can follow my friend Hunter DeCiver, Katie Wyndham _ and Real WB Miller as they are in Cleveland. They were part of the press conference. They were part of the shoot arounds. They were in the locker rooms. You can see their time in the locker rooms on the Bama Central YouTube channel. Time with Grant Nelson, time with really all of the folks in the locker room. I think I saw videos with Cliff Amori. Lots of fun videos on the Bama Central YouTube channel. Biggest thing for me, Mason Woods, was Hunter DeCiver tweets that Grant participates in shoot around. Now it's shoot around. They're just out there jacking up shots. Nobody's really doing any basketball drills.
The Clifford Amori taking corner threes. That wasn't a serious game plan thing.
God.
They're not going to work that in.
Hunter talked about that on their little postcard just a minute, and Hunter, I love you, but and he acknowledged that it wasn't serious, so I don't want to out him as being not smart.
I saw far too many people on the internet thinking that it was, though.
It's shoot around, folks.
Yeah, he's just having a good time.
And Hunter's like, yeah, Cliff was shooting threes. Maybe we'll see it tomorrow. Doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah,
it's shoot around. So Grant's having shoot around. Great. Like, buddy, when I had my ACL torn, I could stand at the elbow and also just throw, bricks.
A whole lot.
I can throw bricks up at the rim right there.
Sure.
Nate calls him a game time decision for today. Nate, don't do this. Do not do,
you don't need to play today. Just plain and simple. Nate, I know you're listening.
Coach.
See, look at look at Joe's eyes. I can see it in his eyes.
Please don't do this today. You don't need him. Dig deep. Go into the locker room. Pull out your best win one for the Gipper speech. Just hey guys, y'all see Grant? I see him in the corner. He's not going to go today. You want this to be his last college game? You want this to be his last moment? No. You got to play blue collar defense. You got to hard hat there. You got to dive on the floor. Look at Mo Diabate. He's starving. He's had his bowl of nails and screws. Did y'all have your bowl of nails and screws? And you got to rally the guys. No Grant Nelson today. Yes, I want to see the mustache on the sidelines. I want to see him dapping up everybody, feeling good. But let's not see him till Sunday, please.
Yeah. No, I just want to see him over there enjoying himself, relaxing.
He says if he plays at his press conference, if he plays, he'll have played without any practice. And it's like,
don't even dress him out. Just let him wear some sweats over there.
You're a 20-point favorite.
Just take it easy. Tell
Aiden Sherrill.
Yeah, just step it up, buddy. Here's your chance.
Have your Red Bull today. Red Bull gives you wings.
Hey, you want to make a little more NIL money next year, Sherrill? Get out there and tell us why you should.
I mean, shoot, have he and Mo D have a little conversation asking about the raise that Mo D must have gotten over the summer.
Yeah, he's eating a bowl of golden nails this year.
Gold-plated nails. We love it.
No milk. Not from Mo D.
No. It's going through his system, cutting his insides as he goes, scraping and, all that nastiness.
Yeah, you don't need Grant.
No
today.
Grant today.
You don't need Grant. Do you? How much Darian Reed do you think we'll see?
None.
Hopefully, that's also what I think.
He told our friends yesterday, "I'm good to go.
Sure.
I'm ready to play." And okay,
good on you. More power to you, buddy.
What's our timestamp? All right, we're at 30 minutes. Nobody, okay. Only the real people are actually listening at this point, so we can go here. Has Darian Reed been a little diva this year? Has he? Okay. Do you get any Connor Prelip vibes from Darian Reed?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. To be honest, I didn't give a damn when Connor Prelip did it. The kids was going to be a top draft pick. You are a bad person if you're angry at this child for trying to do the best thing for themselves.
Yeah.
That being said,
keep going. That being said,
I think a hamstring injury is in the like people don't understand how bad hamstring injuries can be, especially people who do not play any sports. I do not play any sports. You cover them. You hear about it is something that can be such a nagging, lingering injury that can be such a problem for so long. Look at Julio Jones. The man had a bad hamstring for a decade in the NFL. If it does not address properly, you can, like that, have a problem for the next 5-6 years, possibly. So it's just insane to be like, hey, tough it out, buddy. We need an extra SEC win, even though we're already going to be a 2 seed. It's just stupid. Let the kid rest. He's going to go be in the NBA. If he can't go, he can't go. Suck it up. Why do you think Nate Oates recruited 5 other 5-stars?
There's just a part of me that wonders, Darian, are you babying this bad boy? Now, look, here we go. Just extra a little framing. If you're babying this leg, but you give me 6 more games and we're cutting down this, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
If you've been babying the leg and then you get down the second round of this tournament, you give us a good performance, I don't care even then.
I do if they get bounced out early.
Why? If he's playing. Like all the games up to this
Team
point
chemistry
have zero effect on what is going to happen in this game against Robert Morris or the game against BYU Wisconsin or the following game against Duke/Arizona and so on and so forth.
Team chemistry.
You're just picking at straws.
I am. Yes, I am.
Reasons to be angry with Darian Reed.
Because if you lose in the Sweet 16 to BYU and golly, I'm honestly happy that they beat VCU. Get them out of here.
They didn't really even succumb to the turnover issue much. They only had 11 turnovers that game.
BYU might be good.
Yeah.
If you lose to BYU in the Sweet 16 because an errant pass happened or Darren cuts and doesn't see, just chemistry issues because you guys haven't been playing together.
Yeah, that's because he did that because he wasn't practicing in January.
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes.
Stupid ass.
Get your butt. How much did we pay you?
Bog.
NIL. How much money did we pay you?
Ridiculous.
I'll give you my hamstring. My unathletic hamstring.
Yeah, man. Oh, man.
Okay, but
you people, these are.
There's a small part of me that
sure,
thinks, have you been babying your leg?
I'll give you that. I mean, you look, it's there. It's there. I see the tweets. I see the half and half Connor Prelip, Darian Reed face on Twitter. I see it.
If he goes, take last week. He goes and plays against whoever the heck we played in the first game and beat the heck out of Kentucky.
Yeah.
Right? He plays against Kentucky.
Which, what he played 6 minutes that game, maybe? He didn't even play a lot, did he?
No, not a ton. But then the next night, you're down Grant, and he gets put in for the first time in the second half and literally gives you one up and back on the floor. And to me, it was like he came off, and Grant put his arm around him like, oh, it's okay, buddy. And I was just thinking to myself, did you just Did coach in the locker room say, "Hey, you got anything for us?" And you say, "I'll give it a go." And you gave us one up and down trip and said, "Nah." Like, are you just quitting right here in front of my face? Or is your hamstring really feeling that bad? Or are we all just seeing what is happening in this 17-2 run and thinking, let's back this up and go home?
Well, would you have rather had him play more and potentially hurt his hamstring again and then be out for the next 6 games, or go sit on the bench and then maybe we have him for Robert Morris, for BYU/Wisconsin, for Duke, Arizona, for whoever they go on to play after that?
I'd rather him put his Deckham hard hat on and just clock it.
I'd rather everybody win $1 million than us go to the national championship.
Just clock in.
I wish it was all sunshine and rainbows.
No, I guess if I have to choose, I want him for this weekend.
Exactly.
Well, Darion,
that game didn't matter. Hell.
Well, Darion, let's see it. Let's see how that rest.
Don't make me look like a damn idiot, Darion. Hell, I'm in your corner here. Don't make me look stupid.
Let's see how that rest turned out for you, buddy.
God, I need to see him poster somebody.
Nate's talking about Robert Morris, the Colonials. All right, interesting things about Robert Morris. Marion Dickerson, Defensive Player of the Year in the Horizon League. Alvaro Volgueras was the Horizon League's Player of the Year.
Good. He's a good player.
And Cam Woods apparently played against Mark Sears at Pinson Valley
I don't know how
way back in the day. So lots of interesting little storyline. You're going to get basically Cam Woods. Did you see his comments yesterday?
I saw a little bit about it. Something about I didn't really.
He said this is a matchup every mid-major wanted. Oh.
Okay.
Now I don't know if he was specific because the question was about him playing Mark in high school. What does he remember and how does the motivation and what are we gonna do? Set up for the. It was all just kind of a basic setup question.
Yeah.
What do you remember about playing Mark Sears and what do you think about the matchup going into it? Sort of thing. It wasn't like I'm trying to get a soundbite. He goes and talks about, well, Mark is much better. We're both different players now. It's freaking 5 years ago.
Yeah.
We're both different players now. This young man, Cam Woods, has been on like 12 different basketball teams. He's been with, I just had it. He's been with Troy. He's been with North Carolina A&T, NC State, and now he's with Robert Morris. So he's been all over the place. And then he continues his, we're excited. This is a matchup every mid-major wanted. And so I don't know if he thought to himself, if he was saying, I wanted to play a Mark Sears, 5'10", diminutive guard, good shooter. We think this is a favorable matchup. Or if you just talk about Alabama.
Yeah, I don't either. It's strange to me to think that like him and all his other buddies around the mid-major conferences, they're all like, yeah, man, come on, you go get Mark Sears. We're rooting for you. Like that. Surely that's not happening.
No.
But it seems strange that they would want to play Alabama. Look, I'm not, Alabama has its flaws. We've talked about many of these flaws. They have defensive inefficiencies at times. They're inconsistent shooting, but still they're one of the best teams in the country and have been for this whole season pretty much. I don't know why this would be like, oh yeah, we want Alabama.
Well, you got them, so you may as well say you want them.
I guess. Sure. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he's not going to say, well, we were upset when we got Alabama.
We got really scared on Sunday when their name popped up. So,
but it just strange to give any bit of locker or bulletin board material like that.
I don't have a ton more with Robert Morris other than these three kind of standouts. I think that we probably Wednesday when you gave us a Robert Morris report and I wasn't feeling too well, we probably did not respect them enough.
Probably not. They are riding a 10-game win streak into this tournament. I'll say it again though, that 10 games has not really come against any stiff competition. They've played most of their schedule in quad 2 and 3 this year. And, they've been decent there, but they're 0-1 in the only quad 1 game they had. So, they've not been matched up with premier college basketball teams this season much. And the one time they didn't perform well. So that's really, all we have is as far as their body of work to base my opinion off of.
Was it like Charleston last year? Wasn't it? Right there. It was Charleston, was it not? In the first round.
That sounds right.
Oh, that's this year. I want right there. I want last year's run, baby. It was Charleston. Am I making this up here? There, schedules. Because I want to know if College of Charleston 109.96.
That was a game.
Not as blowouty as I was originally feeling like before I started searching this up. Wanted to jog my memory because I was sitting here thinking, okay, we're going to end up feeling like 100-80 today against Robert Morris. Robert Morris, what are y'all scoring? Y'all aren't scoring in the 80s, are y'all? Y'all are scoring 76, 77 points a game, averaging 40 or 38 rebounds, 16 assists, giving up 70 points allowed. You got all kinds of stuff. Great. I am going to go ahead and I will say 15. If you're gambling on this, what's it? 23 points. Don't gamble on that. It's 22.5. Do not take that number. If you take that number and you win or lose, you deserve it. If you lose, you deserve it. If you win, you do not deserve that win. I'm just saying. That's Alabama could cover that, but that's a bad bet.
Yeah, I wouldn't really feel super confident about a cover there. I mean,
18. I like 18.
Sure. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. But 22.5, yeah, you're pushing it.
I think I'm putting my money down at 17.5 for Alabama.
Yeah, that seems fair. I think this will be a pretty comfortable win for Alabama. I don't think there's I doubt that Robert Morris will really be able to hang with him. We talked about Folgueras.
I love that name.
Yeah.
I hope whoever calls the game today says that about a million times. Folgueras.
And like I said, he's a good player, 6'9", good wing guy, shooting like 43% from three or something like that. So he's a pretty good shooter.
Jaron.
But yeah, I don't think he's faced off against the players that Alabama has. He's not really seen that level of athleticism much this year, so I don't know that he'll be able to. I need you to get off the open shots that he has been able to in the Horizon League.
Jaron, come get this guy.
I believe in Jaron.
Jaron Stevenson, man, you said it before when we were.
Yeah,
you don't get to hear these guys that much because of the media availabilities,
especially guys like Jaron who aren't really the stars of the team.
Yeah, not a great year into the last couple of weeks.
Sure.
What did you say about him when you listened to him?
I was listening only audio to the press conference from yesterday, and question gets asked, and I hear a voice. Who is that? It has to be Jay. He sounds like a child. His voice, to look at Jaron and then to hear his voice, it does not match up whatsoever. He has the voice of a middle school kid, and that's nothing against him. He's just very soft spoken, very just, oh yeah, we had a good time out there. It was just not at all what I expected. He plays such an aggressive brand of basketball on the court, and he's such a flying around everywhere that I didn't anticipate that.
Last two games with Jaron Stevenson, he's gone with the Samurai Man Bun. Will we see the Samurai Man Bun today?
I think so, hopefully. I mean, it seems like it's been working for him.
Well, Jaron, we were trying to help you last weekend. Katie Wyndham goes into the locker room after the Kentucky game. Great job. She's pro. Love her. Follow Katie Wyndham at Katie Wyndham _. And goes through her availability, talking to player to player. You can see all this on the Bama Central YouTube channel. I was in there too. I was less smooth as she was. I'll say that. But she ends up with Jaron. And she goes, Jaron, now you had a really nice game tonight. And I noticed she's the one who noticed the bun. And I noticed you got your hair put up. Was that intentional? Are you going to do that going forward? Jaron, she's trying to help you, buddy. And he goes, oh, well, I don't know. I'm not really that superstitious. I don't know. I just kind of was feeling it. I love him. It was just what he was like. Oh, I think his line was, I wanted it out of my face. I think that was the line. So the next night, once again, I mean, obviously lost to Florida, but had a decent performance and same little man bun. And I go into the lot, Jaron, you back with the man? Well, I don't know. I'm not really. It just felt right, buddy.
Lock it in.
It felt right because it is right. Okay, you have to. Your therapist. I'm not your therapist. My therapist would tell me Joe, pay attention to your feelings. What are they telling you? Jaron, your feelings are telling you that the man bun is the way, the little samurai man bun tied up in the back is the way to approach these games. You got beautiful hair. I know you're working on whatever style you want to work on. I'm sure the ladies love it. Great. But before the game, get your rubber band and samurai man bun right in the back.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. I know you're not a. I know that you said you're not a superstitious man, so I will be double superstitious for the both of us, Jaron. Well, let's make this happen. Let's lock it in here. You've like we said, you've had a good performance in the first round of the SEC or second round of the SEC tournament. I guess third, technically.
Second and third, yeah.
But the team as a whole played bad against Florida. It's not really on you. So let's keep it up here. I would like to see this continue. To me, it makes a lot of sense that you would do anything to keep any hair out of your face. Not really sure why it took this long to figure that out, but hey, to each their own.
Well, I mean, we're men, Mason.
He's been changing up the hairstyles a lot this season. You've seen him do the top kind of
the top knot is dumb.
What is it? The ODB. The top kind of
the days on Ingram.
Yeah, there we go. You've seen him do he's done like the pigtails kind of things for a little bit at one time.
That's
I know
dumb
he did
too.
But yeah, I think
the samurai man bun. That's your move.
Nothing to me will be as bad as John Petty and Colin Sexton both having the rat tails. Those were insane. They both just had one dread that hung off the back and went like halfway down their back. And look, hey, to each their own. They had their swag about them. Colin Sexton doing his thing, and I don't know what John Petty's up to these days. I think is he still on the squadron?
I don't know. I'll find out for you.
But yeah, I mean, we've had some interesting hairstyles in Alabama lore, but Jaron, let's just keep it simple this one because it seems like it's working for you.
Mr. John Petty is.
I don't think he is.
No, doesn't look like he is. Does not look like he is. Looks like he was traded to the Greensboro Swarm in September of 2023, and that's the last note on his Wikipedia.
Alabama legend John Petty.
So Mason, I'm bringing this up because we are men. And most men, I feel this. I'm just okay. That's cool. We react to our feelings, Jaron. This is a time where you have to stop for a second and pay attention to your feelings. Ooh, that felt right. Why did it feel right? What do I have to continue to do to continue to feel right? It's the man bun, buddy.
Let's keep it up.
All right, so we'll see the man bun. You will be guarding Mr. Fulgueras today. He's going to be in the starting lineup. I would bet lots of money on it. He's been starting most of the year, in and out, and I would say matchups dictate that he goes in today.
Probably.
Now, you want to look at the rest of these games as we're kind of coming up on time. Actually, before we do look at the rest of these games, let me tell you one more time about our friends Warren Tire and Auto. They've been a Tuscaloosa and University of Alabama staple since 1961. Mason, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to look at these games. We're going to look at the women's game. They're playing Green Bay, so you want to pull that tab. And then the start time for Alabama-Tennessee baseball. Those will be our three things we'll sprint right through. We're right here in the Derry Daniels State Farm Studios, sponsored by Warren Tire and Auto. They've been a Tuscaloosa and University of Alabama staple since 1961. They're in the third generation of family ownership. They're the go-to place for all your automotive needs in Tuscaloosa. They've got two great locations to serve you for tires, brakes, and alignment. You can see them on 15th Street. For all other automotive needs, you can see them on University Boulevard. If you are an out-of-towner, you don't know where to send your child's car, your child wrecked your car, your child needs new tires before they drive home, Warren Tire and Auto is the place to get them taken care of, get them back on the road. You can get them back on the road on 15th Street for tires, brakes, and alignment. Call them to set up your appointment right there at 205-759-5505. Or if they just need a basic oil change or a car checkup, diagnostics checkup, you can see that on University Boulevard. Call them right there at 205-758-2739. A little dyslexia coming in right there. 205-758-2739 for the University Boulevard location. Appreciate Warren Tire and Auto sponsoring the program, keeping us on the road as we are on the road to San Antonio, on the road to the Final Four, right here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central and BamaCentral.com. All right, Mason, let's kind of scroll through these games as we focused on Alabama and Robert Morris. That's at 11:40, 11:15. We already told you Baylor and Mississippi State. We're going both Baylor Bears.
Yeah. Yeah, give me Baylor.
Chip and Joanna Gaines gonna have a happy day.
Yeah.
Chip and Joe, you're gonna put up some shiplap to celebrate, right?
I saw somebody say this on. I think it was.
Are they still together?
YouTube
Hopefully,
video.
I have no idea.
Is Baylor? They're like the only school that's had a Heisman winner and a basketball national championship since Florida did it, I guess, with Tebow.
Wow,
quite the accomplishment for a Baylor.
Where does Robert Griffin III rank in your Heisman hierarchy? Definitely second tier.
He was awesome, though.
Second tier Heisman Trophy winner.
He was so damn good. What do you have? More touchdowns than incompletions at one point that season? It was stupid. He was so good.
Okay.
He was so good.
I'll go with you then.
I mean, the man made Baylor relevant.
Baylor.
Waco, Texas.
Congrats. I hear that's a strange place.
He was damn good. He was electrifying.
At 12:30, Lipscomb is against Iowa State. Dude, Lipscomb's going to beat them, and I'm going to lose a Final Four team. Lipscomb's in Nashville, right?
I believe so.
Pretty sure. They're going to beat them and really ruin my breath. They're going to ensure that I finish in last place because I have Iowa State going kind of far. You got 1 o'clock Colorado State and Memphis.
This is the upset I like. Colorado State over Memphis.
Okay, I like
Memphis.
Colorado State 1.5 point favorite on the Vegas betting line.
They were a 3-point favorite earlier in the week, so it's moved a little bit.
What? 150 Mount St. Mary's against Duke. We got 215 Vanderbilt and St. Mary's. I got to write a game preview for that today. No problem. I can handle that. I can get that done about 1 o'clock. That'll be no problem. 3:05 North Carolina and Ole Miss. Look, Malik, eat up today. Get your eggs. Get your steak, biscuits, French toast. I don't care. Oatmeal, yogurt, coffee, orange juice, the whole 9 yards. Malik Dia, I need you to eliminate North Carolina Tar Heels.
Please don't let them. Don't let them win a game in this tournament and legitimize this being placed here at all.
Malik Dia, I believe in you. Chris Beard, I believe in you. Get them at Sean Padua. I believe in you. 3:35 Grand Canyon. You can get your online degree at 3:35. Grand Canyon is against Maryland. You seeing this Maryland drama?
Something with the Crab Five?
No. Well, yes.
I just love that nickname so much.
Coach is apparently on the short list for several other jobs, and he's getting asked about it. And he's asked about, are you addressing this with your team? And he says, yes, I'm addressing it with my team, and basically calls out the Maryland administration for lack of support and says, we weren't allowed to stay. I guess. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's this coming Sunday. He says this Sunday, our administration is making us leave a day early because of costs. Because if they, I mean, you want to sleep and then turn around and travel Monday. Yeah. If you lose Sunday, I guess I would want to come on back home and just be home. But like if I've won, then I just want to kind of I
don't want to do nothing else, man. I want to relax that night.
Right. So he's ripping the Maryland administration for lack of support, and apparently 1 foot out the door already. Grand Canyon, here's your upset chance.
Hey, maybe wherever he goes, maybe he'll just take the Crab Five with him. Seems to be
That's
what
Will
Wade's going to do. I love that move, by the way. I think
what a great move. Go ahead.
It's fantastic. And I have not been a Will Wade fan, probably, and I'm still not a Will Wade fan. But I love the level of transparency that he is having with his team, with the media, regarding this move to NC State. I mean, I think I even saw him say after the game yesterday that he told a lot of his guys, like, hey, a lot of you guys could transfer too, so let's go play. So that's great. He is utilizing the system to its full to his full advantage.
And seems like to the advantage of his kid.
Yeah,
you play well, we can take you from McNeese to NC State.
That's awesome. I mean, you go from a mid-major,
tiny ass school in Louisiana,
to being one of the big brands of the ACC.
I think that's a great move for him. We'll see.
I would love
that was the reason I swapped to Clemson yesterday. In the morning, I was like, Well, Will Wade did just take that job. I wonder if he's going to be kind of out.
Yeah, I didn't even consider that being like an aspect of it, but I think they certainly were playing for. All right, well let's earn me a spot on NC State next year.
Exactly.
I would love to see just basically the same 5 on NC State next season.
That's
that would be
lot.
Awesome.
That's really. I mean, what Vanderbilt got a lot of old Mark Byington players.
Yeah.
From where he came from.
I mean,
and they were semi-successful. They were successful enough for a first year coach in a very difficult league. They were very successful, in my opinion.
Yeah.
550 Norfolk State takes on the national champions Florida. 610 Troy takes on number 3 Kentucky. Golly, if Troy beats them, I'm going to be so mad for flip-flopping.
I know.
I'm going to be so mad.
I've got Kentucky in one. I've got Troy in the other. So I played both sides here. I hedged my bets, but I mean, in my heart, I want Troy to win just for the comedy's sake.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really have as much disdain for Mark Pope as I did for Calipari when he was at Kentucky,
but I want Big Blue Nation
still
to
that UK
melt.
that I hate. I get sick to my stomach when I see it. So yeah, come on, Troy. I want State. Bring it home.
That online community to just crumble.
Did you see that? I think it was Troy's basketball coach. Maybe their head coach or assistant coach said that they only recruit kids who say they like Waffle House. We ask them. One of the first things we ask them when they get here is if you like Waffle House, because they apparently there's I think 4 Waffle Houses in Troy, and it's like the most Waffle Houses per capita like anywhere in the country. And
they need 6.
So they always ask them, hey, if you're a Waffle House fan, you'll get along just fine here.
6:25 New Mexico is against Marquette. I also like Marquette to make a nice little run. That means that they're going to lose in this game. 6:35 Akron is against Arizona. Caleb Love. You like Arizona to make a little noise?
Yeah, I think what did I have Arizona? I had them going pretty deep in one of them. I think I might have even had them beating Duke in one of my brackets. Getting to that game against Alabama. I think that's what I had. I can't find that.
Okay.
But yeah. But I like
the Arizona team. You did.
I like that Arizona team. Caleb Love, he's been in college for 10 years, it feels like, but he's still a good player.
8:25 Oklahoma is going to get their doors blown off by UConn. Dan Hurley is going to undress Porter Moser right there.
Is Porter Moser going to be the coach of Oklahoma next year? Or is he going to?
If Oklahoma is smart, they will keep him. If he is smart, he will leave ASAP.
I've seen some people talking about him with some of these other openings. I think I've seen rumblings about Villanova and things. We will see.
8:45 Xavier's taking on Illinois. Dude, when am I watching Friday? I'm not watching no Friday Night SmackDown tonight. 8:45 Xavier's taking on Illinois. So we'll see.
Illinois running deep too.
We'll see Xavier in their first non-play-in game. Bryant is taking on Michigan State at 9:00, so you can go ahead and snooze on that. But at 9:15, Liberty and Oregon. Liberty.
Liberty takes a ton of threes.
Yeah, so it's going to be a fun night of basketball. Outside of the Alabama game, what's the one game you are going to be in front of your television for?
Ooh, probably Kentucky Troy. That one seems like it'll be fun. I'm interested in that Liberty Oregon game though, just because Liberty. I was reading something about them, and I think I read that I want to say they're one of the they shoot maybe the most threes in college basketball. That they're right up there near the top, but they do not shoot very well, and that's just a funny way to build a team to me.
Wait, I thought Alabama's women were playing today, too. Are we Saturday? Oh, yes. That is such a convenience. Great job, NCAA Tournament. Wow. Thank you so much for that. The women are playing on Saturday at 12:30.
Green Bay riding a 22-game winning streak.
Yeah. Big time mid-major energy coming from Green Bay, trying to come right at your throats. We talked a little bit with Christy Curry on Sunday, and she was all motivated for it. She was fired up to – basically, it was, we will do anything to get back to Birmingham. And so that means that they got to beat Green Bay, and they've got to beat the winner of Maryland. And who is Maryland playing? They're playing somebody that's Maryland's playing Norfolk State. If I never see the name Norfolk State in a basketball context again, it will be too soon. But that's who Alabama's got to get past those 3 squads to get back to Birmingham to celebrate a great year.
Did you see this issue this week or I guess last week now. We're a little late on it, but with South Alabama and the NIT.
Oh,
and all of
yes.
this,
Go ahead.
we did not really get into it, but you just mentioning Norfolk State made me think of the NIT, and there my brain went. I don't really. I don't understand why everybody's so dang upset about it, to be honest. It seems like it's kind of just an unfortunate situation that happened. Somebody got shafted a little bit, but like, what can you do? You had, what was it? One team seemingly accept a bid, and then also accept a bid to this Crown tournament or whatever out in Vegas.
The CBI.
That's it.
The CBI is basically the third version of NCAA Tournament, NIT, then the CBI.
And you cannot accept a bid to both the NIT and the CBI. Someone, I guess, tried to do that. So the NIT told them, all right, well, we'll rescind your invitation and give it to South Alabama. And then that team said, no, we want to play in the NIT.
It's more money.
Yeah. So the NIT said, oh, sorry, South Alabama. You weren't supposed to be here anyway. You're not going to be here. South Alabama's upset, but it just seems like, I don't know. See a lot of people get angry for what feels like not that big a deal to me.
Two sides here. You're angry because from the South Alabama perspective is because you invited us. You extended the invitation. You don't, Mason. If I invite you for dinner and you're you're in the shower, you and Melissa are in the driveway. You're pulling out of the driveway, and I say, no, my other friend who I invited before you but said no now says yes. You're uninvited.
Yeah,
you're gonna be upset.
Sure,
you're gonna be upset.
I mean, but this is a college basketball tournament.
Yes, these kids are seeing this as this is the end of my career.
Yeah,
and so for them,
maybe you should have won more games in the regular season.
Well, that's the flip side. Go make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really feel that bad for you. You're a team that got a secondary invite to the secondary tournament, and you're mad that you don't get to go there. You're very low on my priority list.
What the NIT should have done is not allowed the take back from the other.
That would have probably been the best way to handle it.
But
they wanted the bigger brand.
Y'all signed up for the CBI. All right, you're out there. We don't watch it no more.
CBI thing is weird.
It's for desperate programs.
Yeah,
it's for desperate programs just trying to play a little more basketball. Get an extra check or two. Well, Mason, if you are not in front of a TV tonight, I think you ought to be at Sewell Thomas Stadium. Jeez Louise, last night.
Tickets are still pretty cheap.
No, I think they're sold. I think they are gone.
Okay. I know I was looking like Wednesday, I want to say, and
I think
you could still
gone.
get in for like $10.
If you can, do so, but I think they might be gone.
That would make sense.
Alabama baseball is undefeated in the SEC, and last night took down number 1 Tennessee. Just impressive. Tennessee takes a lead. Mm-hmm. Alabama battles back to retake the lead, and I kind of lost touch with the game for about an inning or two, and then I saw a right fielder making the catch right at the wall to basically end the Tennessee scoring threat late and win the game. You've won 6-5 over Tennessee, and I guess the baseball team's the only program on campus with any nuts that can beat the Vols. Well done. I mean,
was that the first win over Tennessee in 2 years? Oh my God! Anything?
It's from a personal standpoint. I mean, take the general. Thank you. Golly, thank you. Well, thank you.
And specifically Tennessee baseball.
Yeah, Tony Vitello.
They are very
Rob Vaughn. Thank you very much. Seriously, well done, and thank you.
If you are not a Tennessee fan, you very likely hate the Tennessee Volunteers baseball team.
All right, so the boys are back in action tonight at Sewell Thomas Stadium at
6:00.
6:00. So look, basketball, the men's game is going to be well over with. You can watch the other NCAA tournament games on your phone when, just like every other event, every other venue at the University of Alabama, when Sewell Thomas Stadium is full, which it sounds like it's going to be full, that's a great play. Like, the atmosphere is awesome when it's full.
I did see, I think that they will be making a return of the right field beer wall. So
okay,
anybody that's going to be sitting out there, make sure that you don't throw away your cups or anything.
It's actually the third straight win over Tennessee for the baseball squad,
Okay, good deal.
dating back to last season. Justin LeBron leading the offense, 1 for 4, 3-run double in the second. That put
That would open it
Alabama
up a little bit, I think,
right.
wouldn't it?
You loaded the bases, and you were down 3-0 or something in that
Mhm.
inning. They loaded the bases. Justin LeBron stepped up and said, "Yeah, all you guys, come on home." Zane Adams ended up with giving up 5 runs from the mound, gave up 6 hits and a walk, 6 strikeouts over 6 innings pitched. Matthew Heiberger, first man out of the bullpen, and Carson Osmer earns his 6th save of the season, going 1.1 innings, giving up just 1 hit. Rob Vaughn, let's see. Rob Vaughn's quote, "A good win." Man, Rob Vaughn's so fun. "A good win. Our guys were up for the occasion tonight. Zane was a little bit behind early and didn't have command on some of his secondary stuff, but then he settled in and was unbelievable. Matthew Heiberger came in, did his job, and then Carson Osmer doing what he does there at the end. Just a very well pitched game. I tell these guys all the time, you have no idea when the game is won or lost. It could be the first, it could be the 9th. We've had some of these ninth win lately. Today it happened to be in the second. I thought we just kept stringing good at-bats together, and finally Justin LeBron gets a big swing to kind of blow it open and give us the lead. So proud of our guys and proud of the effort. It's emotional, it's fun, but we didn't come here to just win a game. We've got to line up and be able to match it and come back ready to go again today, and we're excited for the challenge."
This baseball team, they're really, digging their hooks into me and getting me wanting to watch, getting me locked in, because this is electrifying. That was a great quote.
I love the Wolfpack mentality from Rob Vaughn. Everybody gets up there and takes a bite. All the Wolves take a bite of the other pitcher, whether it's a single here, a double there, a home run. Everybody gets up there and makes the other pitch.
Mhm.
He brought that. I didn't know if I would love it last year. I didn't know if it was just cliche, if it was just just stuff,
Bite their kneecap,
right? Stuff you put on the wall. But it seems like as an offensive philosophy,
it seems to work.
I'm not a baseball guy, so I don't know exactly what the approaches kind of are. But yes, you are seeing an offense over a year and I guess we're a third of the way, almost maybe close to half, but a third. That's actually really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun and making these other pitchers work. If you can stay healthy from the mound, sky's the limit.
I think so. It certainly seems that way. This team, I'll be interested to see where they fall in the rankings this week. When that
Number 1.
I don't know when that gets released, but I have to imagine they're going to be up there. So
Monday,
we'll
they'll put out new polls. I think Alabama moved up to 12 in the last poll. You get a series win over Tennessee.
Breaking the top 5 if you do.
Woo-hoo-hoo. We'll see. Rob Vaughn. 6 o'clock tonight, and then on Saturday for the finale is... Where's my schedule back? Saturday for the finale is... Oh, click that full schedule, you jerk. The Saturday, the 21st. Baseball, golly. Saturday's a busy day, too. At 1 o'clock. So you got women's basketball at 12:30. So that'll be a little challenging to keep up with both, but we can do it, and we will do it on Bama Central and BamaCentral.com. We're going to have all kinds of folks at these events. We've got Katie Wyndham, Hunter DeCiver, and Will Miller up in Cleveland covering the basketball team. We're going to have Theo Fernandez and Peyton Davis doing baseball, doing softball. It's going to be a huge weekend. Mason, we need to dip set for the day because our games are about to start. Anything else you got on our plate?
No, that's all I got today.
Another 30 minutes tomorrow on St. Mary's or Vanderbilt?
Yeah, we'll talk about the Gales a little bit tomorrow.
If Alabama wins. If they don't win, then we're just going to spend all day Monday losing our minds.
Yeah.
I was going to say firing people, but no, we're not going to be firing anybody.
Tune in. It's just going to be a black screen and silence for an hour.
It's just going to be rage screaming.
Yeah.
Just the entire hour. So we get out of here. If Alabama wins, we'll talk to you tomorrow and talk about Robert Morris and Vanderbilt, and we'll talk about Green Bay, Wisconsin, or Green Bay, Phoenix for the ladies, and we'll keep it nice and tight tomorrow on the Joe Gaither Show. We thank Warren Tyler and Auto for sponsoring the program. We thank Derek Daniel and his crew for hosting the program. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon. This is the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central and BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.